I think they're feeling it.
What is the Saberlight hero, though? That is the question. Mars is still in. Not bad.
Centaur is also in.
Yeah, Centaur's in. Centaur's not too bad either, actually. With Terrorblade and Swap, they'd have so much repositioning.
Yeah. Save for the Lena, too.
And then there's still all those other heroes like the Tide and the Underlord that we were talking about. But I mean,
Yeah.
Underlord's like okay, but they take the ABBA. Man,
Okay.
they're like, do not pick Batrider or else.
ABBA, huh?
I mean, they lost their Oracle because of the ban, so now they have double save instead of just a single save.
This hero is a little weird right now. To me, he fits in this annoying category. He's not bad, but he doesn't seem particularly good, and it's mostly just annoying unless you know you're picking him into like a Marana or some sort of really hard cleanse with the shield. It is pretty good against Sven, for sure. But as a position 3, what's he going to do? I'd much rather have a Mars, for example. And now they've got the Mars Snapfire combo, which is great in the lane, and obviously some amazing teamfight synergy with those ultimates.
And you break up that early Venge save as well. Like if she's on the opposite side of the arena until she gets like the levels and the items, it can still be hard to swap someone out if they're pinned the other end.
Yep. And honestly, you might see Mars kind of pick on the Venge a little bit. Just catch her in the arena, hit her with a spear, and she's done for.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Swap someone else in? And then
Yeah.
you're just in trouble.
Yeah. So.
This could be mid Mars as well.
True. Very true.
When they go for that Ags build, and they might pick CK last here actually. They have they have a lot of options. Snap mid, Mars mid. They can kind of pick whatever they want. Could be Fada's hero last. They're just going to cover themselves with some classic TB counters. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about ABBA, though, as you were saying. Like, the Lena, I think, might be a key reason if it's going to be Lena on the 4, because then it gives space for the Lena to scale. Like, ABBA doesn't push waves, but if he gets enough out of the laning stage, he can just kind of stabilize into a helpful hero.
Yeah, but if you're doing 4 Lena, wouldn't you rather have some kind of stun? Like, why not do Lena Sand King, for example, and have a crazy kill lane?
Well, because they want the save for the TB. But, I mean, I know what you're saying, yes.
Yeah.
That would be a great way to apply a lot of pressure.
I mean, my response to that would be you've already got the Venge, who is a pretty good save. It's not a true save in terms of like healing the way a Photic Shield Miscoil is, but you're doubling down on 2 kind of half-ass saves. It's almost like they didn't get Oracle, and they were like, fudge, we really wanted Oracle. And now they're compensating too hard for it. You know, they just bought a yacht that they can't afford.
You know, Rubik's actually left in here after all this.
Very true.
Kind of surprised.
He was last banned last game.
It wouldn't be a bad Rubik game for NIP if they wanted to do Lena mid. If they want a 4, I like Rubik.
10 seconds
versus Snap, Mars, and Sven.
Mudgolems have a lot of flexibility, though. I'm not sure what they want to do with this Mars Snapfire. NIP banning as if they want to pick a mid, but I'm not entirely convinced it isn't Mars mid. I think that still looks okay.
I will say NIP are very squishy. Like,
yeah.
They do not have a lot of frontline at all right
That's
now.
why I think Mars mid could be really good. If he gets over-leveled and controls runes, he can pick on these guys real easily. You know, the lane versus Lena is annoying.
I think
but
if they
manageable.
Mars mid, though, they'll like get DP'd or something.
Could they pick something here that can flex?
I mean, they could, yeah. I don't know why they picked the Snapfire and then if they're just going to pivot it to a 5, though. I don't think this is going to be a 5 Snap. Doesn't seem particularly good. Feels like this is probably just going to be some 5 hero for Fada.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to think something like an Ogre, but with longer range. No, they're going back to the Void Spirit. Okay. So they ban the Ember and the Storm and take the Void. So
probably a mid Void is what you're thinking.
Maybe. It could be a 3 Void, though, right?
True.
3/3 potentially. There's still just options.
Yeah. All right. So that is a flex. I guess we don't know, and that makes this a little harder for NIP to decide because they have flexibility too. We know it's a 1 Terrorblade. It's a 3 ABBA most likely. Where's the Lena going? Not mid.
Yeah.
They do take the Death Prophet. So good call there, my friend Trent.
Yeah, I think the reason is that they don't want the Mars, or they want the Void Spirit mid, I think. So they're like kind of forcing it by taking this. At least that's what I would guess they're going to do. Maybe they just put the Mars mid and he just like jungles a lot and stuff, but that seems like a really bad matchup. I guess if you siphon him, you could just spear him though. Just don't miss your spears.
Just don't miss your spears. I don't know.
Maybe that works. I don't know. All right, but they're putting the Void Spirit on Boyniha anyway, so their plan might have worked. Because like no matter who they put mid, it's still not going to be good versus Death Prophet, right?
So, what do you like here? This is game 3, Trent. As we've said many times, this is the true decider. Somebody's going home. Who you like here? Call it. Look like a god.
Well, I mean, I think it's easy to just go with the IO lineup again. I think they managed to almost turn around a pretty big deficit in the previous game. Downsides would be the 5 snap is not nearly as cool as mid snap in terms of the Agnums.
Mhm.
Like maybe it'll happen eventually, but probably not. But the cookie is really good with like the Sven and the IO just running in.
Yeah.
As well as you have the alt synergy with Mars too.
For sure.
I think the side of NIP looks really squishy around TV and Death Prophet. Like her Yules is so important, and she's doing that into a Sven with Dispel, which seems a little bit scary to me.
Supreme Death Prophet. It is similar to the Lina in a lot of ways. You know, you have this same, are you going to be able to pop off, make every ultimate count, make these movements and take towers? Or is this going to be Strug City and you're going to be playing from behind, looking to get this Yules as like a recovery item at 15 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
We'll see.
Yules even good this game? Like versus Sven Dispel and Void Spirit with the taunt? Like you're guaranteed stun out of your Yules too, if that's still up. I mean, there's even Spear, there's Cookie. They actually have great ways to punish you out of Yules, so you cannot be too defensive with it.
Yeah, you're totally right. So, looks a little bit tough. Not impossible for Supreme, but not a free DP game or anything like that. Now, Trent, I do have a potential update for you. Unconfirmed, but maybe a rumor. Now, our mid player here, as we've been calling him, Bora Niha, which I think is appropriate given the way it's capitalized and written. Now, 2 Serbians have tweeted at me saying that it's a Serbian name and that we're pronouncing it like it's Spanish and it's not, and that you're supposed to enunciate the R instead of the N. Now, I replied saying, well, then why isn't the R capital instead of the N? And I haven't gotten a response yet. But according to this individual, it's Borania is how it's spelled or how it's said, and it means green beans in Serbian. So Borania.
Isn't that
So
what
like
we're saying?
No, well the J is more of a Y instead of a J.
I've been saying that though.
And I don't know, someone else said you can just call him Boro. So I don't know what to think, but apparently it's not Spanish. So don't Spanishize it, Trent.
Well, I don't know. I've just always called him Borania. Isn't that how it's spelled?
Well,
isn't
I
that
don't
what
know.
you just said?
Unless
Unless you think it's like Borania or Borania. I don't know. Borania?
Borania? Yeah, that's how
Is that
that's
what they
how
mean?
somebody wrote it out. I'll
Borania? But it is a soft J still. It's not Boranija.
yeah,
Boranija.
both of them have like a Y instead of a J. That's the commonality.
All right, so we got that part right at least. All right, well, thank you for the assistance.
I've definitely been saying ha instead of ya, so maybe that's what they don't like.
Oh, that's on you.
Well, thanks, man. I thought we were blood brothers. I thought you had my back.
Not once the cast starts. I'll throw you to the Twitch chat wolves.
Every man for themselves, folks. Don't
Yeah.
forget to get involved in the MVP. You can't vote for Trent. You got to vote for a player. BTS.GG/Monster MVP.
Are you sure you can't vote for me?
Get at it. No, I'm actually not positive. I did not try to vote, but I sincerely hope that you are not on the ballot. That's like some Kanye level shit.
Whoa. Don't drag me down.
No
there.
offense. No offense.
No offense to Kanye.
Fada.
The DMCA's are rough right now. Don't give him any attention.
Fada with a good spot in the trees here. We'll be okay.
Looks like there was some lane swapping happening. I wasn't. Yeah, looks like that's what's the going on right now. Sven finally makes his way to the top lane. Still 0-0 at a minute and a half.
Not
Bad
amazing.
Sven.
Oh, Saberlight's going to be up here.
Yeah,
And-
Milan's got the pole. He's almost level 2.
So they are still sitting in aggro tri territory for NIP, Misha, Era, and Charlie, and now contesting against 33. So you can see why the Sven didn't want to be down here. It's
Yeah, and
nasty.
you see Misha is just like aggroing this camp because it was pull time, right? So he was just ensuring that Fada couldn't get anything by pulling that to the right-hand side.
Very nice.
And now he messes it up again for them, too. So Misha's just being a total nuisance.
What a rascal. Now, can Saberlight actually handle this lane? I don't think he can do much against Sven Io. So if they maintain this tri lane, they are really sacrificing the Abaddon's experience.
I mean, they have a TB, though, so. Okay.
Sorry.
And he should be able to still hang around. How are they going to kill him?
Well, he's just not going to farm anything. He'll be able to get... Okay, he'll get experience. I said the wrong word.
I know what you meant.
It's not going to be a great lane. He won't be able to do much. He'll just kind of sit around and soak. He's going to soak up here, Trent.
He's soaking. He's in the tub.
And that's not great. Now, in
jacuzzi.
Dota, you want to do more than soak if you're a core, I think. That's the general goal. I mean, look at this. They're pressuring him. How's he going to die? Well, there you go. Wait till Sven gets level 3 and you'll fucking see, bud. Uh-oh. Well, looks like pretty decent lanes for NIP, though. Charlie having a great time down bottom. And mid,
And mid's good.
it's even. So
They're just chilling. Ooh, nice timing on that dissimilate. Gets the double on the range creeps. That was pretty high level
that was nice.
from Borania.
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 Yeah, did you see what I pasted to you? That's like
Oh, no, I didn't.
Borania. But I don't know the enunciations on it, so we
I
still
don't want to
might
be a
butchering it.
nuisance. Oh, that's nice.
Saberlight pressured really hard here. Again, not quite enough for the kill, I don't think. They find the vision, though, and maybe they've got a mango, stun up in 3, and yeah, they're going to commit for it. So they heard you loud and clear, Sven. Oh, how are they going to kill the Abaddon?
Yeah, okay.
Newsflash. They also killed 33 in the bottom lane. I missed it, though, because I was checking out the action up top. Did you happen to see it, good buddy?
No, I was drawn by your attention to the top lane. I wanted to see how Abba actually died.
Fair.
I was also curious. I mean, what? I don't know. I'm very surprised he... I guess he just went for a last hit. That's really the answer, right? That's how you die.
Well, yeah, he was in the lane to try and soak and, maybe hit a range creep or something. Oh, Cookie on 33. That's an aggro play. They're pretty committed to this tri lane. And so far, this is worth it. I mean, Sven chasing around for that kill up top. He's still 10 CS behind the Terrorblade right now.
Yeah, not bad. And he got the first blood, right? Before the...
Correct.
Yes, and he's still that far back in terms of net worth.
Let's have a look-see. Yeah, 500 or so.
Well, Supreme infiltrates for this bounty, but Orania is going to do the same thing down bottom. Might actually get 2.
I think
He went to go check, but...
Alright, he wards up top.
Oh, he's checking. It's pretty far from the mid lane. Oh, he is 21 XP away as well.
Oh, he's got it. Look at this. Oh, that's
Yeah,
free.
he wants to get a kill. Just kill this skeleton or something.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, he's just like, yo, kill something. Please, give me 6. Let's go for a kill. Hurry.
The clock
Alright,
is
he's
ticking.
1 XP away. Are you serious?
Oh, that's so painful. And he's just going to head back mid. It's too much of an investment.
Now Venge is TPing mid.
Okay. All right.
Did she just mango the Death Prophet? I think she did.
It looks like it because she doesn't have much mana.
Yeah.
Cool.
So she just TP'd mid.
oh, so this is the
Supreme
6
dropped
minute
his
push.
items, and yeah, and he mangoed the Death Prophet, so she didn't have mana for this.
So this is the first siege creep wave. We saw this yesterday, and we actually did see a successful tower kill at the 6 minute mark with this siege creep. They kill
Oh no!
Borania, and now Supreme, he's going to survive. They're tanking tower shots. They want to keep that siege creep alive, but they just can't. 2
That was
TPs is overwhelming.
That was a bit of an embarrassing amount of damage. He took 346 damage from Exorcism when he walked up that close, and he just died before he could jump away again.
Yeah, unimpressive.
Yeah, that's a real, like... You know,
There's no silence on Supreme yet, right?
yeah, my bad, guys.
That's like,
well,
whoa, those ghosts hurt.
he
Yes,
saved
they
the
do.
tower, I guess, right?
Yeah,
And
but
also,
that's also a
he's ganking
testament
with
to
no
the
Aether in it,
supports.
too.
Oh, that's a good call. That's rough.
All right, things are a little rough for the mudgolems right now. I'm not sure what the play is down here. You have level 4 Mars.
This is a level 7 Supreme with a DD rune. Not going to be a fun fight. Nia doing what he can. Has one more step. I mean, this is also awkward for NIP because they don't have an exorcism. If they had that to fight around to pressure the tower, I get it, but I guess they just want to utilize this double damage and good positioning from the golems. They're going to rotate the Wisp, and now they've got 4. And Supreme, he's in pretty deep.
Are you
Where
ready,
are his
Borania?
friends?
There it is. Borania. Borania.
Either way, Supreme way overcommits, and they punish him hard. Arrow is kind of nearby, but the rest of his team is like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, it got kind of awkward once Misha had to just run home because he was dying to creeps.
All of that was awkward for both sides.
Yeah, it really was. A lot of just kind of standing around hoping that something's going to happen, and then Death Prophet being like, why am I here without Exorcism? And everyone just kind of agreeing to that fact, and now we're rotating again.
Like I think that double damage was the ultimate bait. Like, just take that thing mid and secure every last hit there, take some denies, and
This ward just got so busted up top that Milan's walking to. They saw him run up with the haste rune and run back down. Blitz the sentry directly on top of the obs.
All right, there you go. 133 gold, and this is it. Supreme goes mid. Now, no glyph.
Deja vu here.
Well, deja vu, except there's no siege creep and there's no glyph, so...
And Borania's not just going to die again. Borania. I'm in it. I'm got it.
Borania.
Thank you, Serbians.
That's it, Borania.
Do we know any Serbians?
Buka.
I couldn't remember if he was, but he doesn't live in Serbia anymore.
No,
right?
but he's Serbian, and
Yeah, okay. That's why I couldn't remember.
he could definitely confirm it. He lives in Estonia now.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, deny from Borania, and will live. Has some astral steps, just fine. Okay, nice deny. Well played. Meanwhile, Skeeter, the Skeet Man, he's got the Mask of Madness, and he's doing a stack. The Skeet Man's skeeting all over the jungle.
They
Maxing out the
did not
cleave.
get this much farm last game. He was like way further behind the TV before. Of
Yeah.
course, he's had a much better just laning phase. He's essentially had free farm in lane this game.
I mean, they're dead even now. And Charlie's also had a really good lane. That's the difference. They both had good lanes this time. And now Saberlight, he's soaked enough that he's got his phase boots. He's at least hit level 6, so now pretty unkillable in lane.
He's done great, actually. I mean,
Yeah.
I know he had the one death, but aside from that, like with all the pulling and stuff and utilizing his small camp,
Honestly,
I would say good job.
Yeah, 1 death in 10 minutes I think is solid. I'd call that a victory. I expected him to die a few more times. And I'll be honest, we got caught up looking at the other lanes, and I don't know exactly what happened. I guess it just got pretty passive.
He just kept pulling, pretty much, just like over and over, and he just like kept de-warding it to ensure that he could keep that for himself.
Somebody said, just call him green beans. I'm into that.
I'm into that too. Call him the Green Giant.
And we got green beans here. He picks up a double damage and the bounty rune. I mean, green beans is a badass handle.
Yeah, I agree. He should just change it.
So the position 5 Snapfire finally hits level 6, as does 33 on the Mars. So this is also a big power spike from the mudgolems. Arena plus the Mortimer globs.
Yeah, they're trying to exorcism this tower with a catapult, I think. And now they're seeing this level 6 and maybe reconsidering. Supreme's just out. He's like, that's too many heroes. They're fully prepped for this. The
A
Void
wise
Spirit's down
decision.
here.
Yeah, I'd be out.
Yeah, but they're chasing. They see her on this observer up on the cliff that's expiring.
We'll see how far they go. They are smoked up. Supreme also making the wise choice, as we mentioned, a shit game for Yules. He's going to go BKB first
they're just
item.
going.
They commit. The Aether Remnant is going to be off the mark, but the globs are coming, relocate in, and Supreme's down. Now the reinforcements are going to get destroyed as well. Misha in some trouble. Cookie done. Saberlight now has the borrowed time. Might still be okay here. It's an Abaddon after all, and yeah, he's going to go aggro at him. He knows it. Going to push the limits here, and Dissimulate will keep green beans fine.
All right, solid play. Got the double kill. Get back out, pushing that top lane.
Those are the Wisp dream moments where you go help the fight, you pick up a kill, and then you come right back and push with this siege creep, and you know that they can't defend it because they've just committed resources mid to that fight. You just help win.
That is broken IO right there.
It is Value Town.
Yeah.
You're just
No other
cashing
hero
in
can
checks.
do that.
Yeah.
Now they did just arena down bottom. I think he might have just been saving himself from the Lina Death Prophet. I'm not sure if he just missed the spear on arrow.
Just look at this up top, bud. Meanwhile, they both stack a camp, so you're double stacking stuff because you got 2 heroes.
Well,
And
what about their bottom tower there, bud?
well, they might rotate to TP because here's the great thing: Sven and Io both still have TPs available.
Well, I guess they're just gonna trade mid instead as the Dire Triangle.
Well, now that sounds like a pretty good plan. They're going to go in onto the Abaddon. Still borrowed time. There it is. Skeeter will turn, try to stop Cleaven. And now they'll jump in. Remnant grabs him. Saberlight, he's done for here. Spear connects, and he's dead. Tier 1
not
now.
get his shield off.
Yeah, it's just too much. So it will be a tower trade indeed, and then they also lose their ABBA. Not great for NIP.
Has fallen.
Little net worth lead secured for the mudgolems.
Dire are scanning.
I think the smallest lead so far in the series at like 13 minutes.
Absolutely.
I think game 1 it was and 2 it was like 3 or 4K for each side, even at this point.
Yep. Especially in the carry department. I mean, Sven is moving ahead a little bit thanks to these towers, and they've been doing a great job stacking, but TB's right there. He's working on the Manta. This is still very tight.
I think it's a very bad sign for NIP though, because they need to clean up their game and get that like 20-minute Aegis, so they just lose this game. I think their like mid and late game is really bad unless they're ahead. Right? You're playing off of a Death Prophet. You don't really. Your front line is just ABBA, and he's just not scary, and he's never gonna be scary this game. His best contribution is gonna be a Vlad's and then maybe a Solar Crest put on his TB.
Yeah, I agree. All things equal, I think mudgolems will scale a bit better.
Also, shout out to Supreme's item build. I am really glad he's not going Ags. I mean, Yules. There's like no point going Yules this game.
Yeah. Now, however, Ags could be part of his build-up. I would not mind that.
Yeah, potentially. Although we don't really see that.
Why did that
anymore.
fall off so much? I guess it becomes kind of like a 4th item, 5th item kind of thing on DP.
Yeah.
And you're not really picking this hero to get 6 slotted. So a lot of games it just doesn't fit in compared to like Shiva's, BKB.
That's
usually
the thing. She
Yules.
actually just has really good items. Like, Yules is generally very good, just not this game. BKB is
Yeah.
really good. Shiva's is really good.
And here's Snapfire taking a stack. This is something Snapfire can do pretty easily. Very nice. No need for the little shredder.
Yeah, no Phoenix or Undying this game. No Shadow Shamans or anything.
Nothing to shred. Aw. It's just a little shredder. When are we going to get the big shredder? That could have been the Aghanims.
upgrade.
That'll be the Aghanims level 2. I'm telling you. 2, 3, maybe
What?
4 years from now, we're going to have level 2 Aghanims upgrades.
Oh, God. Why would you ever say that?
Because it's just a certainty of life, man. There's only so many things you can do in Dota without breaking it.
I actually hate how much that is kind of possible.
I think they'll add level 2 Aghanims before they add like another map or some other crazy shit like that. That will be the next version of Talents, where every hero will get a new like late game spell or whatever, and then they'll add something to Roche 4, Roche 5 that's a level 2 Ag Synth, right?
Dota just has 3-hour matches every time.
Now, what I don't think will happen is the Slack suggestion that Alchemists get an anti-Aghanims that lets
That's
you negate
genius.
someone else's. So you can just
Now
keep
that's an
going
ag.
back and forth. that might be a bit much. However, since they've introduced the Lycan Bite, I have learned not to underestimate the creative genius of Sir Action Slack's Aghanims ideas.
Yeah, the Ursa Cubs are coming, let's be honest.
Yeah. Isn't the Lycan one, like, he really did call that almost 1-to-1.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's,
It was your allies turn you. I think he literally even said you bite your allies and they turn into wolves.
Yeah. By the way, have you seen that cheese where you do it on Spectre? You bite Spectre and then you haunt and all the illusions are wolves?
No.
That's actually...
That sounds like a really good Dire Tide strat.
There's a YouTuber that plays on C that does meme builds like that, and dude, it was legit. Anyway, you buy the Aghanims? Dude. Food for thought next time you're playing with Shiva and Owen. Just saying.
All right, yeah.
That's a YouTube or a Twitter clip right there. Anyhow, still quite even here. 5-2. We haven't missed much. Very normal in a decider game like this. Both teams playing very cautious, a little more defensive, really not taking a ton of risk here in the end of the laning phase, and I think that's justified.
This is good for NIP because they need still a little bit of time before they're ready to just go like crazy full-on push. But the other problem is that I think mudgolem should be pushing a little bit more aggressively right now with the arena and then utilizing this Aghanim Scepter on the Void Spirit. Because currently they don't have any answer to this Void Spirit Aghanims besides TB, right? Everyone else who gets silenced is in trouble because the DP's going for the big item with the BKB instead of the earlier Yules. Which again I agree with, but it does leave her vulnerable to this Void Spirit because of that.
Correct. Yeah. Smoke up now. Mudgolems rotating top. Era might be the target. He does have an Abaddon nearby. I think far enough back that they don't want to commit for it. And it'll be a busted smoke. A swing and a miss.
I wonder why 3-3 didn't go blink.
Maybe it
Lads
feels like
and
he
Urn.
doesn't need it. Oh, well, he's going to go for it next.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like there was a pretty good window where they'd want to play. Maybe they're just not that concerned about
Oh!
even
Nice
the
spear.
first window. Yeah, that was good.
Are they going to get this ult? There it is, the borrowed time. Reflection comes in. Skeeter on the run. Fada. Now they commit. They want to finish off this kill, and they get it. Nice dissimulate. Green Beans
Io.
working the back line, and now the Globs, they get Supreme. I don't know
Glob's
where
just
Io
chilling.
is. It doesn't matter, though. They catch another spear. Now this is going to be 3. It's a 3-0. The only silver lining is that Exorcism is still available. Was not deployed before the deaths, but it's not going to matter. Sven kills this Roche fast enough that with God's strength, I think the big boy's going down. No buyback on the DP.
Under attack.
Oh, buddy. This game is extremely hard for NIP right now. It's only a 1K lead, but that just, it doesn't matter to me right now. I think this game is like
Yep.
15% chance for NIP. I think it is in
Sven has
dire
BKB now,
circumstances.
too. That's the big BKB plus Aegis at the same time. Now Aghanims. I mean, he could have this Ags in like 5 minutes if they just stack and leave him completely unchecked. So in that time, what's Terribly going to do? He'll finish a Scotty. Okay. That's pretty good, actually. TB is still keeping up with the Sven, so...
Yeah, I'm definitely undervaluing this Sven, I'm not going to lie. Or sorry, the TB right now.
Yeah, it's not as extreme as you framed it, but right now NIP are a little all in on Terrorblade. So if they biff one fight, if this Terrorblade gets killed like twice in a row without anything else, this gets really scary. So delicate, very delicate situation.
I think that NIP are fortunate they didn't lose more in the build-up to this BKB on Death Prophet. Because she's basically been like unable to really force any objective or even like participate to her full potential in a team fight while building this up. And she's just about there. This Void Spirit Aghanims feels like they probably could have gotten a lot more off of it. But you kind of saw the movement from NIP. They just had really good predictions on where mudgolems were moving throughout the map, and they didn't get caught on that big smoke. They like rotated through the entire dire side. Now again, they want to do this rotation, but they can keep Sven and Io just farming and send the other 3 in smoked up.
Still only 10 kills in 20 minutes.
I think the drums first is kind of interesting on Fada. I mean, it's nice that someone gets it with the Sven, and I guess like Snapfire, unless you're just going straight Ags, there's nothing else you really need, right? I mean, Greaves is always good on the hero, but you're not going to get back because they're way too expensive now. The Yules is kind of meh. So
I like the drum. Easy build up. That's a big
I kind
part
of
of
wish
it.
you just rushed to Ags. I don't know. I mean, drums is definitely good with the Sven. But the Ags is just so unbelievable.
Maybe feels like it'll take too long. Skeeter charges in, swaps, sets it up. Aegis, not going to be wasted. Great relocate, but can they reinforce in time?
Oh,
Wispy,
they're there.
still 4 seconds.
So BKB to drive the rest back away from the relocate. Does IO? No, they don't bring it back.
Okay, good
I
call.
think that's definitely the right idea.
So that was Supreme's ult and 10-second BKB. They're not going to be able to transition this into any objective. End of the day, that is pretty good for Mudgolems, I think.
Yeah, that is weird how that's like kind of a win. That they just kill Io, but they had to do all of that or else they're then just in a bad spot versus the golems.
Right. But now they need to be careful because it's a bad spot to fight without this DP ult. It expires in 1 second.
Well, they're also fighting without Io though, so Now, mind you, they got their last
True.
fight win.
But like,
really
dude,
being
meta's
there.
about to expire. Do you really want to take this fight without meta? It's gone in 2 seconds here. 33 surviving, gets off a spear. There's the borrowed time. Skeeter comes in with some damage. Even without IO, he does hit pretty hard. That's the Aegis. Remember, he BKB'd already. You might have been right about this one. IO is up. No relocate to get in here. Some globs flying through, but Sven, he's done. He's just done for. Okay. All right, I undervalued the Wisp.
Well, why?
What?
Did you see how much damage Charlie got off before that meta ended? I know you were like, the meta's going to end, but like he basically killed Mars.
You're right. I don't think this recap is showing us the whole thing. He definitely did more damage than that. But no, you're totally right. They kind of
that was a second recap. The last one had over 4K damage from TB.
Okay. Yeah, it had like 10 seconds left, and that 10 seconds was all they needed. Borrowed time still down for 5. Needs to be a little careful. Green Beans should be okay. Sven coming up in 15, and NIP won't get too much out of it. But what an odd sequence. And after that, it really does turn this back into about a 50-50. Small gold lead for the mudgolems, and I think experience trending in favor of NIP, though they do still have a bit of a deficit.
That was just not the Agnums they were expecting this game. I still think this game's kind of fine as long as they just like farm it out, but they've now increased that gap on the TV by quite a bit between the IO death and then the Sven getting caught out like that. We got a game here, folks. You know, game 3 actually gonna live up to some hype. They tend to be more passive, these game 3s, whenever it's an elimination scenario, so that's also probably why we didn't see mudgolems really like pressing that early when it felt like perhaps they could have gotten a little bit more, and that ends up benefiting NIP a little.
Yeah.
And throwing away a couple fights, obviously a big problem too.
TB moves into number 1. Charles working on the BKB. Smoke up now.
Not going to find anything.
Tough targets here. Void Spirit and Mars.
The initiation is actually so weak on everyone this game. The best initiation is probably Void Spirit until there's a blink on Mars. Oh, sorry. He has
it. Yeah, Mars is okay.
That's right. Yeah.
But, yeah, they're a bit in on the Venge swap. That's their big starter.
And he's not even level 12 yet. He's so close.
Like, Lena doesn't even have Yules in terms of an initiating just gotcha.
He's blink, though, at least, so
That helps.
that's something.
Supreme going Lincolns next on DP. So just itemizing to survive.
Also,
And-
good call by Air, by the way, to get that blink, right? Because he's versus the Sven, and now the Axe is done. So
Yeah.
rather than having the Yules, now he can just disjoint the stun every time.
But I have to say, last game, I was critical of that Lincolns on Supreme's Lena, and it ended up being a great item. So he's going to go for it again. See if it works the same.
Yeah, just has to make sure he isolates himself, and then it's kind of fine.
Movements up top. Mudgolems grouped up. Might look for a kill here on to Saberlight. All right. Missed the spear. Now Era's here. Down comes the arena, but 33 in deep. Eats a Laguna, but lives.
These are the Chalice arenas, I call them. He always does these defensive arenas like that, like escape bad situations.
God
All the
strength.
stun back in.
Skeeter's in. Charlie's
Swapped
low.
out.
Nice swap. His BKB's on. Saberlight getting low. Green Beans trying to finish him off in the tree line. They do get Misha. That's the first one to fall, but Supreme, he's siphoning up a storm. He's got the ghost going, and Skeeter, he overcommits. Now the snowballs fly. Can they save him? Yes!
Oh,
Whoa,
man.
the Wisp just barely brings him back. And now Green Beans will get brought down, and it will still be a fight for NIP. Milan is not that far back. He's going to relocate right into him anyhow. So does save the Sven, a 1 for 3 as they back up to grab these runes.
There was just not enough damage on this TV. And you saw that Skyler just had to like break off because he saw that like, okay, my BKB is going to end. This guy's going to sunder me. But then he just turns and sunders Era because Era can also just play the long game as the Lena here is on the support role instead. So NIP are playing this completely perfectly. This is the timing of their lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only just the timing of their lineup, but the way they've kind of drawn Mudgolems away from playing their own game of like sitting back and farming and stuff. Like they've kind of created this vacuum where Mudgolems want to pressure that top lane. Like they've got all these wards in here, and they're like, "Yo, guys, we can like totally fight. We can do this." But when they don't finish those kills, and TV comes in and steals your ancients, it's not very good.
Yeah, I mean, during the draft, Trent, you asked, how do we counter the Sven? Or maybe I asked it. Somehow it came up, And they're doing it by calling the bluff on his timings. Normally when Sven would be peaking around this BKB, Ags, Mask of Madness, Echo Saber timing that we know so well, they're basically ready to fight and bringing the fight to mudgolems. It neuters some of that strength that Sven has when he's not controlling the tempo of the game. You know, buying this BKB on Death Prophet, even Terrorblade going for a relatively early BKB. They're coming online.
Like, Sven has traditionally been a one-jump hero where it mattered so much on that first blink stun, right? And then, like, you want to catch 2 people, and then they're just dead, and then you've, like, won the team fight. But now that he's more mobile with the Eggs, that's great and everything, but that first initiation of the fight is still super important with the God Strength, and then you just had the Mars kind of forced to ult defensively to try and back them away from the tower, and that's not the way they can have these things started. Supreme rushes in with a haste and hoping to catch somebody in that silence, but they're already back up to the high ground.
Yeah, not going to find it there. Both teams, though, playing around Roche. We'll see him respawn in 90 seconds.
Ooh, they got a sliver for the TB. 20% base tech damage. Nice.
Yeah, it's real solid. That's a dream item.
Charm for the Radiant.
And he wants Daedalus. Makes a lot of sense. Right-click damage. Leveling up. He already hits hard. I think this is a smart play.
Man, getting a Scotty hero versus IO +1 is just so good too, though. I mean, you could see it there when they almost killed Skyder with just how much it was reducing.
Definitely. And you can feel the strength of the TB when there's no Elder Titan. He feels a lot tankier with that 37 armor against the Sven. It's noticeable.
Saberlight might be 0, 3, and 4, but I think that he has done so much this game. I was so worried about their front line and just, like, I don't know, how they play Dota in this match because their lineup is a little bit weird between the, basically just having Abba up front with a Death Prophet, but he's done great.
Swap onto Fada. That's an easy pick off. Looking for another one. Void Spirit. Green Bean's able to jump out. Still has another Astral Step, but whoa, the LSA actually hits him. And the Laguna's there to follow. That's 2. On the other side, Supreme does get picked. Skeeter's got big damage. Do they go for more, though? It's a 3v2. Skeet still has his BKB. Saberlight also still with borrowed time. BKB available on Charlie, and Skeeter gets crafty and just jumps across.
All right, so kind of even. I mean, mid for mid, and then just Fada. Fada's kind of whatever, though.
Again, the silver lining that DP still has ult. And I was thinking that would have Roche implications, but it might anyway. TB shreds right now.
Yeah.
Easy tanking for Saberlight. Can they get in here in time, though?
Have to go for this, though.
Oh, Mars jumps in. Charlie gets the Aegis. He gets off the Sunder. What? Skeeter in big trouble now. BKB not going to save him. The right clicks are too much. Charlie's got him. Skeeter's done.
Yeah. I mean, he got the cheese.
Okay. Yeah.
So at least he stole something.
Green Beans, he jumps in. Assimilate there. Over onto Era. Might find a kill, and he does.
Okay. Chasing for more, maybe?
They know Charlie doesn't have BKB, but does have that Aegis.
They know there's no ulti on the Abba as well.
Bench is still
so
here, though.
Damage.
Milan gets shredded. The crit is too much. Now Fada's back. 33, doing damage as well. Saberlight low, as is Misha, but they lose Fada again. Now the DP's back in the fray. That's a Sunder and an Exorcism. NIP, overwhelm it, and now they'll transition into a tower push.
They just tried to ignore Charlie, but even without meta, this guy is just walking at you and slowing you and still going to bring you down.
Exactly.
He did 9,273 damage that fight. The next highest on his team was 1,800. This is a complete TB carry-S game, and they are doing it perfectly.
Yep. We saw the silver lining there, though. DP was actually able to get back into that fight and then use the ult to help clean it up. Like, they were able to drag it on for that long, and Saberlight has the borrowed time, so he should live here, no problem. Oh, never mind. Sven comes in, does heal him up a little bit, and Green Beans will help clean up that kill. Now Charlie, BKB, TP, no counter to it. He's free.
And DP has BKB, but no TP.
Oh, there's the BKB, still on the run, picks up the double damage. Era hits the stun, pretty nice. Spirit Siphon. How far are we going to chase? That was the last Astral Step. Is this a setup? No, Dissimulate's there. Further in, onto Supreme. He's low. Silence. Skeeter still has BKB. Has to pop it. Maybe they've committed the other way. Another defensive arena. And this time it's well worth.
Okay. Kind of pulls them back in. Remember, they still have 2 heroes above everyone else on NIP. Despite NIP like winning these fights like fairly convincingly, especially the most important ones, it is truly all TB still. You know, the Death Prophet she's gonna fall off really hard very quickly.
I don't know. It's only a 5K net worth lead, but it feels like NIP could really pressure hard if they win just one more fight.
Well, everything's just like so good for them right now. Like the TB's huge. He has the Aegis. This is their time to go high ground and win this game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just they can't, don't screw the pooch now. Basically, oh, that's a dadeless on Sven.
Well, there it is. He pops the meta. They go in onto green beans. He gets stunned and he's dead. Has the buyback, but will hold it for now. No glyph available, but there's the buyback as they get 33. They're going in one at a time. Mudgolems need to be careful. Skeeter's getting juiced right now.
The cheese!
He does pop the cheese. That'll keep him alive. Charlie standing still for now.
He still has BKB.
And a lot of time on meta. Still a third of the duration. They've also got this exorcism freshly popped. They're going to be able to grab a second lane here, no problem. Maybe even 3. No buyback on Mars. As you said, this is the timing. Plenty of time on Aegis still, 90 seconds. Tier 3 down. Skeeter has the BKB. They're going to have to make it go soon. They hit the ABBA. That's the borrowed time. Charlie looking for a Sunder perhaps. BKB on, soon to expire. And they'll try to back out after getting the melee. Supreme, there's the Sunder, comes out onto Skeeter. Defensive BKB. Jumps back in. He wants Charlie.
So
he breaks the tether. He goes so far. In comes green beans, but Skeeter's dead. No buyback there, and now they're in big trouble. Nice spear onto Saberlight. Does set up the kill for 33, but Supreme still pretty healthy. It's a 4-on-4, but the TB's still alive. They're going to pop this Wisp. 33 on the run, and Terrorblade Illusions pushing into the base. Now the silence.
is just going for the wave, man. It's like, I don't know. What can you do right now?
And that'll be the ranged barracks. That is definitely NIP's fight. Again, a little messy.
They can't get the big sync up. They can't find this arena into Svensson and everyone just focusing a single target. It's always these broken up fights. This is like some great cleanup from Barania right now.
Yeah, they get Era. This could be good, but they need to do more. 33 will survive. Supreme, he's getting low, but now he has BKB. Charlie.
Just ignoring Charlie again. Just like focus everyone else.
Same deal. He'll BKB, TP, makes it out. They've got nothing. No way to cut through.
Fada goes for the Hail Mary, like maybe his BKB's running it. I didn't see the timer yet, but...
Okay. So they do get away with the Aegis. It's going to expire. There we go. A lot of use out of it, though. Fada just wants Aghanims. He wants to be able to juice Sven through that BKB, even more damage. That's actually pretty scary. Sven doesn't have that much HP. And the Lina is level 19, so with the Aghanims, yeah, that'll be a lot of damage cutting through.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, not bad. 900 pure damage.
It's a good finisher against the Wisp, right? Like, get him to half
true.
health.
That's definitely the best target, right? Like doing half the damage to the IO. Especially if it Lagunas. I mean, Ghost Scepters. That's the one.
Yes.
Fada's got it. Fada jumped off the Ag train as well. I saw he was building towards it, but he stopped off for a Ghost Scepter.
Actually, the Ghost Scepter with pure damage, it adds 40% magic only. I don't think it buffs up pure damage.
Oh, yeah, because of the Aghanims.
The Ghost Scepter, it doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not spell damage. 'Cause it's weird now, right? We have Veil of Discord that actually buffs up spell damage, not magic damage.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Ghost Scepter makes you vulnerable to magic damage, but not spell damage. So it's important to delineate. I'm going to take a gold star for that one, buddy.
You take that gold star. You earned it, buddy.
Now, Fada, is he going to live here? We'll see the Ghost Scepter in action, and you see that's the pre-Aghanims Laguna. Trent, well done.
You see, now that does 944, you see, because of the resistance reduction.
Well, 33 is also dead, and no buyback. Sven is destroyed, and this game is about to end. No buyback available on the Sven, even if Wisp makes it back to the well. Skeeter was an absolute non-factor in this fight. It's still going on with the Ghosties flying. Now they'll start to transition into the Tier 3. There's the final glyph, but 40 seconds of 4v3 and only the Vengeful Spirit down on Nip. Green Beans jumps in. Charlie a little low. Doesn't have BKB, but does have Sunder and will use it there. Megas
Don't walk
imminent.
up and get abyssal, because Charlie's waiting for it.
It's ready. And there's the horn of the Megas. This Void Spirit doing everything he can to hold off, but the Sven is the big carry. He's the one that they need. Can they hold for 30 seconds? In they go, and boom. Green Beans down, no buyback there either. Only the supports left, and Trent, I think NIP have found themselves a seat in the semifinals.
Yeah, I think they figured out that there's definitely no buyback on Sven. It wasn't timer, it was just gold. And so, like, Charlie was playing back a little bit just in case, but now it's clear.
Fair enough.
That's a rough game for mudgolem. Feels like they just couldn't quite get the Sven into the position they wanted in these team fights. They didn't really get the sync up between all their cores.
And look at this. They try to pop the Crimson Guard to delay, but the BKBs come out, and Charlie, Supreme, they just finish it as the GGs get called in the final moment. 22-17. It is NIP that take the series. A hell of a series indeed. A nail-biter through and through. Thought it was going to be mudgolems that might take it, and then NIP struck back. Well earned.
I felt like mudgolems just had really good drafts in all 3 games. That, not knowing the teams, I would have even knowing the teams, I would have gone for mudgolems in like pretty much all 3 of those. With how well they've been playing lately, but NIP just did an excellent job of hitting their timings and able to play perfectly around this Terrorblade. I would be watching out for this hero in future matches for this team, because even aside from it being like a good hero versus the Sven, that was just really well coordinated, like 4 protect 1, as we typically call it.
Absolutely. Charlie 11-0-10. Fantastic work on the Terrorblade that game. Rendering that Sven somewhat useless. As we mentioned, just kind of having that matchup to the timing was an effective counter to the Sven Void Spirit, and the Terrorblade scaled a lot better. Supreme with a great item build. I know we talked about it a whole bunch, but BKB, Lincoln's, plate mail at the end, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I mean, they knew what they were going into when they picked the Death Prophet, because I think it was 10th, right? And so it's like, like they picked it knowing, okay, I'm not going Yules, right? These heroes, it's not going to work, but everything else about it is good. I think it's like a little bit scary, because we did see a couple times where he just got straight up blown up by the Sven, because so much of the assistance is being poured on top of the Terrorblade, but obviously it worked out in the end. Double the net worth of the second highest person on his team. Charlie was the true carry in this one.
Yeah, a lot of damage done as well. About 44,000. Pretty significant. Highest done was Green Beans there. Baranya, 35K. And Skeeter only did 23K that game. Was that an underperformance from Skeeter in that game, Trent? Or was that more of a draft issue that made it hard to execute on Sven?
I would say he probably made some... Yeah,
he had a couple aggro moves. There were a couple team fights where I couldn't help but think, damn, he's really going for it, eh?
Yeah, he found himself very deep several times.
Yeah. So, tough one. Real tough one there. But congrats to NIP. Let's refresh the bracket and see if we've got any updated information. All right, so, spoiler alert, other series, Viking GG did 2-1 live to win. Looks like they finished around a similar time that we did. Comparable matches. So that means NIP will be facing Viking GG in the semifinals next round of this single elim bracket. So exciting
Viking GG,
stuff
man.
there.
Those guys are animals. They've like been so consistent lately.
And
they're like a staple Europe.
Hey, Big Dog, that match is coming up in 15 minutes on BTS 1.
Whoa, that sounds like an awesome match to watch.
I'm pretty sure, at least, according to Wikipedia, that is coming up. Lickety split here, scheduled to start in 15. So it might be a more extended break since this series just finished. But
NIP is going to be very tired.
Yeah.
They played a match 7 hours ago versus Khan.
Oh, really?
Yes, this will be their...
a long day.
They've already played 5 games today.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is a real schleb.
Take your advantage, Viking GG.
Strike while the iron is hot. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. So I'm sure the admins will host it up and whatnot, but head over to BTS 1. We're out today. We'll be back tomorrow for the same time slot. Same kind of coverage. More playoffs coming here on BTS 2. Trent, always a pleasure, buddy.
Woo.
We'll see you in your standing desk tomorrow.
Bye, guys.